Yeah, give me a second here if you guys can hear me. It's been a while since I've myself situated. Okay, I think I got this finally situated and set. Sorry about that, guys. Like I said, I have not done this in a while. Not only that, but I also have forgotten how to use this microphone headset. I probably should do a Google search, because you guys may or may not be able to hear me, but I'm going to pretend that you guys can hear me. Because I am flipping it left and right, and left seems to go more towards off, so I'm going to presume that you guys can hear me. But anyway, I babbled on enough. Anyway, what's going on, guys? It is I, Sly Cooper 88, also known as Steve, and I wanted to get back to doing live streaming stuff like this for a while, or like just gaming videos in general. And I feel like this is a good time to get back into those, because for those of you that don't follow the main Sly Cooper 88 channel, I did a vlog, or I've mentioned in some of my latest unboxings, or when I say latest unboxings, I mean the ones that I haven't posted yet, that I've made a backlog on. So just in case I never get those filled, as I always like to do, I always like to make sure that I cover all my bases. I am an aspiring comic book writer, for those of you that don't know. And I've got a few projects that are here and there. I can't talk about them, obviously, but I have projects that are on the back burner right now. And they are either going to come to light, or they're going to not be published. It really depends on how it is. But I always say because I'm trying to think of how to get all this out, because I know you guys want to see the game and I need to play the game, and I'm going to get to that in a moment, but I got to get through all the boring stuff first, as most people do. But I have projects on the side, and so I haven't been writing for weeks, even close to a month. So what I've been doing, guys, is I'm going to I'm gonna kind of wait it out. I've been going to a lot of live pro wrestling shows, because I'm not just a comic book fan, but I'm a pro wrestling fan. And you know what? Let me hit start here, so that way you guys aren't just stuck on this, screen. And I love this game. I love Journey. I really do. This has become one of my absolute favorite games. So I've been going to pro wrestling shows, and I've been doing all this other stuff, guys, to try to maintain, I guess, a sense of sanity, because I haven't written in a while, and I'm kind of sitting on my thumbs and laurels trying to see if projects are going to come out, if I'm going to be hired for stuff, or if I'm not. So I'll get into that maybe like another stream, because I want to play this, and you guys want to probably... This is actually the game that I wanted to come back broadcasting with. And the reason for that is because, like I said, I love this game. I've fallen in love with it. I've fallen in love with the music, the atmosphere, and the general story that is told using this game. And most of you are going to ask, well, Steve, what is this game about? And I just got a message saying, obviously, that the feed may or may not get cut off, but I'm hoping the majority of this will come out. But if it cuts out in certain parts, guys, I do apologize. I really, really do, because I don't have the best internet in the world. So I've I wanted to come back doing, doing live streams or just doing videos for this channel, because I originally was like, well, it's not that I didn't think that I couldn't do this channel. I still love it, and I would have like brought it back anyway. But I felt like too much was going on in my life the last time that I was doing these videos. And I was doing Uncharted 1, which I will probably take a while for me to go back through. But I will continue with my Batman Arkham Knight stuff. Don't you guys worry about that. I will get back to the Batman Arkham Knight stuff, but I'm probably going to take a lot longer for Uncharted, and maybe like a couple of other things. I did buy the Marvel Ultimate Alliance games, so I may actually do like vids of that, and make that like a genuinely like nerdy comic book, like, discussionary piece. But I love this game. I love the music, and if you guys have never heard of That Game Company did a couple of other games, and let me move the camera around here. Well, actually, you know what? I'll talk about That Game Company in a second. Now, the game starts off, you're in the desert. I mean, look at these visuals, guys. These visuals are absolutely beautiful and breathtaking. And this is your protagonist. Now, I want to point something out. When you first play this game, your character's cloak is barren. The first time that you complete the game, that bottom trim of it is what fills the cloak. Now, the later part of the trim that you see there, that's as you get like these... Oh, sorry about that. Had a frog in my throat. When you collect these glowing symbols that are in the game, when you collect all of them, you get your cloak filled out, exactly like it is now. And I'm going to use like the ultimate unlock cloak, which is like the white robe, as some people call it. So we're going to walk up this hill here. And I love this game, and this is a game that is very emotional, guys, because you can see the mountain in the distance. The mountain is like the main thing that you are looking towards throughout this entire game. It's like a focal point. And I love how when you get on top of there, see, this to me is just beautiful, like, from an artistic standpoint. I mean, once again, guys, look at the visuals. Like, just look at how breathtaking this truly is. Anyway, That Game Company, the company that made this, they made 2 other games. Their very first game was called Flow, which is a game that I might get, but I'm not too eager to get it, like, right away, because it was originally a Flash game that eventually got ported to consoles, and they became an indie sensation among gamers. But the thing about Flow is, it's not that it doesn't have any story, because all of that Game Company's games, and even I think some of their members have left. Like, I know the latest one, Abzu, is pretty much like the underwater version of Journey. And it has the same art style, because the same art director that worked for That Game Company, when he or she left, I forget if it's a he or a she, somebody can look that up and quote me on that. It's made by the same art director that did this game. And see, you get a little scarf and little symbols that allow you to, like, jump and all kinds of things, and I'll wander around here just to not chew up the scenery. But I'm very anybody who knows me, who watches my channel or knows me personally, I'm a very explanation heavy person. So I like to get a lot of facts and information out, even if, God forbid, it bores people to tears. But they made Flow, which gained them popularity, but it wasn't the most sought after game. And obviously your first game or your first book or anything, that's your first in general, is not always going to be like the thing that defines you. But the second game that they have that I need to actually finish is Flower. And I might actually do, and I definitely will do a stream on that, and you guys can laugh at it because both games, Flow and Flower, actually use the 6-axis controller for their... I may have to pause the feed and get a drink of water. Holy crap. I just ate like some KFC and stuff, so like you know that feeling that you get when you eat like really greasy chicken or something and it just dries your throat out. Like that's kind of what's happening to me, guys. So I'm sorry if I sound all like raspy and stuff. It's not that I got a sore throat, it's just my throat's a little dry. But anyway, we slide down to here. Okay, you know what? Hold on, guys. Don't want to stop the broadcast. You know what? I'm gonna sit idle here for a moment. I'll be right back. It won't take me more than a second, because I'm gonna go get some water, so that way while I'm talking, I'm not always constantly clearing my throat and coughing and stuff. Be right back, guys. Sorry about that. Oh, much better. Sorry about that. I really am sorry about that, guys. I probably should have refilled my cup when I decided to do this. But as is always the case, you can't plan for everything. But anyway, yeah, they did Flower, which was a game that I love, and you guys will probably laugh because of the 6-axis controller things, but a lot of that game company's games, guys, are, they're things that you have to experience. You don't necessarily need to play them, but they're more an experience. And they're not meant to be long, they're not the most gripping games. They're meant to invoke emotion, they're meant to get you to think. They're almost like what I call Zen games. They're meant to more like relieve stress and give you a sense of calm. And as you saw, all these are all the symbols that you collect throughout the game. They, when you collect all of them, you can switch your cloak. Like obviously, my character has the white cloak, which is the ultimate cloak that you want to get. And it's like that. Grow your scarf out, and of course, you can fly through there. And here's what's cool about the white cloak when you actually unlock it, guys. It refills your like jump or flight meter for your scarf. And this also serves, guys, as the chapter selection area of the game. So you don't have to like replay through the game multiple times unless you want to go to certain areas to get certain things. And you also collect these, like murals, these art murals throughout the game when you find them hidden. And they kind of unlock more of the story, or at least the narrative that you can kind of partly get if you put the pieces together. And this is a game where your character doesn't speak. Your character doesn't even have a gender. I was laughing because, my buddy Chris, the Mount Vernon kid said, oh yeah, the cloaked lady, and I told him flat out, it's like, these characters they're genderless. There's no defining gender to these characters. They're just kind of what they are. Which is just like these cloaked figures. And it's funny, and I'm sure most of you are asking, well, what's with all the pieces of cloth and everything? Well, all the animals actually are symbolically cloaks in this game, and pieces of cloth. And you'll see what I mean after a while. as we go through this game. And I'm sure some of you are going to go, well, how long is this gameplay going to be? It might be an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours, I want to say. Depends on what I do. It may be shorter than that because I have the white cloak. And the white cloak tends to constantly refill, so we'll see how this goes. But then they came out with Journey here, and Journey, like you know, it's funny when you watch gameplay stuff. People say play this game because everybody kept telling me that I needed to play it. That, you know, oh Steve, you're a visual arts person. It's like you'll love the aesthetic to this game. And so I had downloaded it, but I never got around to playing it. And so finally I got to play it, and I can tell you guys, the first time I played it, it means something. There's something about this game that means something to everyone. You know, the game, I love what Genova Chin, who was the lead designer at that game company, had said. At least I think he was the lead designer. I'll say that he's the lead designer until like somebody corrects me in the comments. Or the stream comments even. But Genova Chin actually said something that was very fascinating to me. He said, you know, when we created Journey, we wanted to create a game that represented the circle of life. You know, the trials and tribulations that we go through in our lives, the hardships, and I don't know, this is usually the meeting area where you'll meet like a couple of people, so we may bump into somebody. You can play with other players. That's what makes this game cool too, is you'll meet other players on their journey throughout the game. And you can basically become companions. And symbolically, that means that these represent the people that come into your life, or the people that you meet in your life, however long or short. And some of you are going, oh, that's so hokey, it's so, you know, feel good and philosophical. It's like, I want a game where, you know, I'm, you know, oh, I see somebody over there. It's like, oh, I want a game that has action, I want a game that has this, and I'm right there with people. I like games that have action, but you know what? I like games also that they tell me things. The best games are often the games that tell you what you should feel and experience, but not being preachy. And hey, look at that, another person who has a white cloak. All the creatures are made of, like, you know, cloth and all of that, and it's barren desert. It shows a harshness but a majesticness to the deserts. I'm not going to be like completely silent, but it's just I'm being quiet more because while I do want to talk, and while this is a live stream that, you know, has me talking, I want you guys to at least I want to try to remember to be quiet every once in a while, because I want you guys to hear the music. I want you guys to, you know, almost in a meditational like way, actually see a lot of the visuals. mean, just look at this, guys. Throughout this stream, it's like, look at these visuals, look how breathtaking it is, but it's not me just like playing hype man, but it's just, seriously, look at these visuals. Like, it's not, you know, 420, you know, blaze it, Call of Duty. No, it's like, if you're somebody who is a creative or articulate person, it's like this game is thematically beautiful. It's beautiful to look at, and it's beautiful to experience. And truly, this game tells a tale. It really does. It tells a tale unlike any that's been seen before. And some of you are saying, well, what does that mean? It means that they are telling us, essentially, like Genova Chin said, this represents the circle of life. But it doesn't tell you anything. That's the beautiful part about that game company's games, or at least like some of what their creative members have done, doing games that, you know, almost kind of spin off or pay homage to. They do it because they want to make you feel something. They don't want your characters to have dialogue. They don't want to give your characters dialogue. They want you to be the character. And that's something in games that is not often used as a technique, I feel. Is that sometimes you can tell a really good story if you don't have anything said at all. It's just played with backdrop and music. And there we go, the mountain looms evermore, and we're actually in the big open desert, guys. And I'm gonna take a moment and somebody else completed their journey. Somebody's saying, what does that mean? That's the funny part. I think when you complete the game, and this is my theory, after playing it a couple of times, when somebody finishes the game, this is what you're seeing. You know, wherever your character's at, wherever they're roaming, or somebody else's character, that's where they're standing. Yeah, during the credits. And I know what most of you are probably thinking. You're probably thinking, Steve, have you already lost, you know, your wording for how you wanted to talk? No. I'm just trying to make this a fun experience for you guys. Some people are going to be weirded out by the cloth creatures. But anyway, I want to talk about this game. This game has inspired a lot of people. I forget her name, but there was a girl whose dad had died of cancer. And, oh, I don't know if that was heard on stream, but sorry guys, I had to pause there for a moment. That threw me through a loop. Okay. I thought that I got a text alert there for a moment. I was like, wait, what happened? Sorry about that. I tend to get very easily distracted. For those of you that are not familiar with me, I have a bit of an ADD problem, like literally and figuratively. Anyway, yeah, girl's dad had died of cancer, and this was the last game that they played back in the PS3 version of this game, because this game's not just on PS4, but it was originally on PS3, and it was also on PlayStation Vita. But the game means something to me personally, because many of you that don't know, a lot of people that do, have heard I wouldn't say my live stream, but my vlogs on my main Sly Cooper 88 channel. This is a very breathtaking game in the fact that it reminded me of a lot of my own personal struggles and my difficulties that I had to overcome and get over, the obstacles in my way, because of the fact that I was autistic. For those of you that are new to this stream, yes, I am actually a high-functioning, fully independent, for the most part, autistic man. Shocking as that may sound. At least to some people. I'm not going to sit here and say, people that don't know are stupid. No, that was the one thing early on that I was very amazed by, is not that people were ignorant in a bad way. It's just most people, when you think of autism, you think of the people on the low functioning end. And that's very sad to me. But at the same time, I'm not going to harshly judge people because of that. I blame the preconceived notions that society has put out there for people like myself that are on the autism spectrum. That's nothing to do with how I'm treated or how anybody else is treated. That's just, unfortunately, the way that it is. And I'm okay with that, because it gives me a chance to learn, grow, and educate people so that they don't feel like they are going to offend me. And I don't want people that if you were to meet me on the street feel like you would offend me. Because I'm a very laid-back dude. I don't let a whole lot bother me, or I at least make the effort not to. And games like this are great because it reminds me of everything that I've had to go through to get to the point that I'm at now in my life. And even as I'm playing this for the 5th, 6th time, the underlying message, which is whatever you want to interpretize it as, whatever you want to make of it, it's all the same, which is that we are all going on a journey together as human beings. That we go through life trying to find not only ourselves, but we try to find where we fit in. We try to figure out who we are as people. And some people sadly don't ever get that opportunity in life. They never do. And I feel very humbled by the fact that with Baltimore Comic-Con back in 2014 that I had the opportunity to have my eyes awakened to the fact that any and everything truly is possible. Because I was a person that I didn't think that I would ever get to meet Mark Waid. I didn't think that I would get to meet Gail Simone. I didn't think as a wrestling fan that I would get to meet Sting, or that I would get to, meet the total package Lex Luger, or that I'd be able to meet, Matt and Jeff the Hardys. I never thought that I would get those opportunities in life, guys. I never thought that I would have people twice younger and twice older than me ask me for advice. People that should be giving me advice in their 50s and 60s, asking me for advice. And I used to get very uncomfortable about that, guys. And I love this part, by the way. This is my favorite part of the game. It's just so fun, like sand sliding through all these open columns and everything. But anyway, back to my thought. I never thought that I would be an educator, not in a teacher type fashion, but an educator in life. And I know that kind of puts me on a grand pedestal. I promise you guys, I'm not, pig-headed or big-headed even towards my, my position, or rather disposition in life. But I'm just saying that it greatly fascinates and interests me that I have a unique ability to somehow touch people's hearts in a weird way. Like I can just connect with people. And when I look at this game, I'm reminded through the interactions that I have with people that I can't talk to. Like the most conversation that me and another player could have is like this. But in doing so, I'm connecting with that person. I'm getting to know them without ever having to see them face to face, without ever having to verbally talk to them. But we both connect and have the same goal in this game, in the fact that we are going on, just like the game title, we are going on a journey. And a journey that at the end of it all, we will go through the hardships of crossing the desert, of facing terrors in ancient ruins, going through snowy mountains, getting to the top just to reach the mountaintop, to achieve our goal. And that, guys, is so reminiscent of life itself. It's reminiscent of our hopes, our dreams, the people that come into our lives that change it forever. The family members that come and go, the friends that we build bonds with, but that we never, maybe possibly, will lose touch with. And oftentimes, we struggle. But the beauty of life, guys, is that if it weren't for the sacrifice and it weren't for the struggle, then it wouldn't make, just like our character is doing towards the, just as sweet. It wouldn't. Just flat out, it would not be worth it. It would feel cheap. Sorry, I had to pause there for a moment because I was kind of like, oh, whoa. It's like, okay, I'm getting myself a little bit worked up and emotional. But I love this game not just from a visual standpoint, but I love that they give you the message without having to give you any clear dialogue and beat you over the head with it. That they just simply tell you, here's the game, play it and form your own opinion. Tell us, in your opinion, what makes your journey, your trip to the mountaintop here, like, what is your motivation? When I played this game, my motivation was just to play through it, to enjoy it. But as I played through it some more, and as I actually was working with other players, like I said, that I couldn't talk to, that I couldn't meet face to face, we were doing the same thing. We were going on this journey together through, through life, through the game's, version of life. But we were helping each other. We were forming a bond. We were depending on each other. It was a very big sense of not only wonder, but it was a big sense, guys, of camaraderie of what working together can achieve in life. Most people laugh. Most people laugh when they hear about this game. Oh, it's short, it's not worth playing. I've recommended this game to every person I can think of, and I warn them, it's a short game. It's not meant to be a game that's like Call of Duty, where it's like, you play it and you're shooting people, you're doing this and you're doing that, but it's a game where you have a goal. It's not an unrealistic goal. It's not about trophies and achievements. It's just simply a game that is an experience, and is an experience that tells you. It actually tells you what you need to do, where your goal is. But the game wants you to go on that journey. But anyway, we're actually making pretty good progress. Like I said, I give it an hour, hour and a half, maybe shorter if we're working with people. The longest part of this is more than likely going to be, I would say, the mountaintop, because the mountaintop is where everything starts to slow down, guys. Everything. But I wanted to bring this gaming channel back in a way because I wanted to bring it back with this game. And not just because it's one of my favorite games, guys, but I wanted to bring it back with this game in particular because I kind of wanted to talk to you guys about how, in my own way, I'm going on my own journey. And that I'm going to be helping, and that in a way I want to help people. I don't just want to try and write comics, but I want to partly be kind of want to be a motivational speaker, not in a weird, grandiose kind of way, but I was bullied a lot as a kid. And I mean a lot. So I take my personal experiences, especially those in life, and I try to apply them. And I want to apply them to talk to kids. Doesn't matter if they're autistic, doesn't matter if they have a disability. I want kids to feel a sense of empowerment, that everything that they're going through, good or bad, is going to help define them. It's going to define them to be better people. It's going to define them to become the person that they want to be. People laugh at me. I'm a little scared, guys, that I'll give the wrong message. I don't want to do that. I don't want to give kids the wrong message. I don't want them to feel like they have to dramatically do something, but I want them to feel like what they're going through is going to be worthwhile. People laugh at me all the time. They say that they don't get why I do the things that I do. And I tell them why. I do the things that I do because I want to be better than I was 10, 12 years ago. Unfortunately, we live in a world where, cynicism is on the rise. Nobody wants to Nobody wants to have faith anymore. Everyone wants to just be negative. Yeah, this thing. Sorry guys, I'm trying to kind of focus in on the game because this can be a bit of an intense part. So if I don't talk or like vaguely say anything, you know, don't take it personally. I'm just kind of going through this part because this part is a little nerve-wracking. Okay, there we go. I always love that part. I'm sure the player working with me is probably just like, holy crap. it's like relax, dude. It's like we're at the part that was meant to happen. You know, a lot of people think that I'm gonna get tired of playing this game. I never will. I mean, I call it my Zen game, guys, because it brings me a sense of calm and it brings me a sense of joy. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love a lot of games, guys. I really do, but this is a game that it's not meant to be stressful. It's not meant to make you pull your hair out. It's a game that you're meant to play it to relieve stress, to feel good, and especially when you're working with other people. it makes the game so much better because you're working towards a goal. You're not alone. And I tell people this isn't a cure for depression, but it's something that helps with anxiety and depression. It helps with anxiety and depression. It helps you feel good. I mean, personal fact, guys, I deal with depression. I have depression on both sides of my family, my mother and my father's. So for me to play games like this, it makes it worthwhile. And it gives me truly a great sense of wonder, of wonder and purpose. I'm hoping all this stream actually gets caught. If it isn't, and there's some parts deleting, and there's the little like PlayStation, we're having technical difficulties thing, then I'm sorry that you guys can't see all of this game. But I'm hoping at least my commentary here will be caught. Because at least if my commentary is caught, it's not a complete waste. Or maybe the gameplay will flash to and fro. Who knows? But I love games like this. I really do. Oh, sorry, I heard a car slam behind me and I thought it was my mother and my stepfather coming home there for a moment. Because I do kind of still live at home, but I do so more to try to help out and take care of my mother a little bit because I am a mama's boy. Of course, my mother has been doing well for herself the last couple of years. There you go. Believe it or not, I never knew a lot of that stuff that was there. Sassy girl. That's not Daddy. That's not mommy. That's not mommy or daddy. No. No. I know, girl. She's one of those dogs that she gets scared when her mommy and daddy aren't around. I don't know why you're scared, girl. You need to quit fretting. Huh? Why are you getting all panicky, huh? You need to be a good girl. You need to be a good girl. I'm sure the guy behind me is like, whoa, slow down, man. Okay, now we should be... Sure, he's probably just like, dude, don't do everything. Let me do some stuff. It's a game that in and of itself, guys, I mean, watching me play this is an experience, don't get me wrong, but actually playing through it is something totally different. It's truly amazing to me. And so, guys, we are near the final part of Journey, the snowy mountaintop, which is where, like I said, everything's gonna slow down. It's pretty sad. Especially when you get to this part, it gives you a sense of feeling defeated. Final trek, guys. The final trek up the mountain. The final trek that leads us to... I don't know what was going on there. I guess my scarf was going over this guy's head. Final trek, final journey, guys, into... I may do another streamed video, I may not, it really depends. I just kind of wanted to get this out the way. Bring the gaming channel back, let you guys know that I will be doing games in the future. One of them will be Flower. One of them will be Flower, maybe the Ultimate Alliance games. I might actually let you guys choose a couple of things. Sassy, that is not Daddy. Stop it. You need to quit whining. Fortunately, you can't like actually see her, guys, but Sassy, who I'm talking to, because I have 2 dogs and 2 cats, Sassy is blind, so she's, I would say at least 90-95% blind, so she can't see. All she can do is hear sounds. And every time our neighbor has a pickup truck, so every time that she hears our neighbors, she thinks that it's my stepfather or my mother. And the sad part of it is, guys, is she was abandoned a lot as, you know, as a puppy. So she has like really bad abandonment issues. So she's always scared every time that we leave the house that we're going to like abandon her. I mean, I get annoyed with it, but at the same time I can't get mad at her, because I kind of in a way can understand like why this would be a problem for her. I mean, they said that when they found and rescued her, that she was locked, that her previous owner had locked her in a closet and had left her in there. I mean, she was skin and bones, she was malnourished, but she is such an energetic and lovable dog. She really is. But she just has really bad abandonment issues, and that's not her fault. This is where it's going to get a lot harder, guys, because it's, and I mean that pacing wise, because not only am I trying to help this guy out, but also, or if it's even a guy, you know, it might actually be a girl playing as the character. Might be a girl playing as the character. But anyway, we Sorry if I'm not speaking. Just especially when it comes to those like flying snake creatures, I tend to concentrate. But we go on, guys, to the end of the road here, the end of the journey, quote unquote. Now that we're out of there. Yeah. I think another game series I might consider actually putting up on here that you guys would enjoy, even though I know quite a few people have played through it, is the Shantae games. Thinking about maybe devoting, a file to playing Shantae. And the thing with these games, when I stream them, I'm not going to show you the collectibles. And the reason why I don't... I've shown a couple of the collectibles here, but that's mainly because I've been helping other players out. But the main reason, guys, that I don't show collectibles is because I'm not making a collectible guide. I'm running through the game for you guys. So we're getting there, guys. This game isn't the cure for depression, but this game, like I said, deals with anxiety and depression in ways that I think most psychologists would be not perplexed, but a little appreciative of. Because it's the sense of accomplishment, guys. It's the sense of, I did it. It's the mentality that it's like, I've done it. mountain looms in the distance, but guys, we are now going through probably the longest but most irritating part of the game. And the reason why I say it's irritating is because it takes so long, but I understand the point. The point of this part was just, oh, you lose your cloak, you lose everything, it's the sense of loss. You're just losing every frickin' thing trying to get to this mountaintop. You are down to zilch. Shizey. My other dog, Shizey. What are you doing, Shiz? How you doing? What you doing, girl? What you sniffing for, huh? Are you looking for food? That's all you ever look for is food. You eat anything off the ground. Stop that. Hey. Guys. Stop. Go lay down. Go on, girl. Go lay down. Oh, there's the mountain. I don't know what I'm doing. Yeah, this is the part that it makes you think that you're gonna lose all hope, but really it's not. But this part, guys, especially this whole cold mountain part, it represents, you know, the weight that we put on ourselves, you know, of our difficulties in society. The pressure that we put ourselves under. You know, the crushing weight of failure, lack of self-confidence, all these things that we strive for in life, and that we ultimately fail to achieve, or at least that's how we feel as we go through life sometimes. We feel like we're failures. We feel like we let our friends down, our families down, and more often than not, we feel like we let ourselves down. So we kind of give in to our depression. We give in to this notion and idea that we have to give up. But the funny thing is, we don't really need to. See, that's the beauty. Oh, I forgot that we go back into the game. Sorry guys, I was in the middle of that cutscene. I was checking Facebook and I was looking up like, okay. Well, I was also monologuing to you guys as well. But I mean what I say, guys. We go through life and we feel like we're failures, and really this part, the race to the mountain, this is our determination. This is us basically telling ourselves that it's okay to fail, as long as we don't do it all the time. And by all the time, I mean that we don't let it control us. We use it to motivate us, to make us better people than we are, to look at it as an opportunity to learn and grow, a hidden victory, if you will, as we go through life. Because see, it's without failure, guys, that we can't grow as human beings. And I think a lot of, the kids today, I know, makes me sound so old. I think that a lot of the kids today that are just starting out life, they already feel jaded because they feel, what is the point? What makes me special versus somebody else? And the truth is, nothing makes you special. Nothing at all makes you special. But yet, everything about you is what makes you special. Too many people focus on wanting to be perfect. Perfection is overrated, because if we were all perfect, then there's really no point, is there? There's no point to us going on living. Because we've already done everything. We've already achieved everything. We've already hit in life our glass ceiling if we were perfect. There's nothing much else that we can do. But see, being imperfect actually makes you perfect. And I say this as the music's ramping up too, which makes this all the more better. I sound like those YouTube motivational videos right now, which is quite hysterical. But our imperfections, guys, are what actually make us perfect. And some people look at me and they're like, well, that's a double negative. A double negative. It's not a double negative. It's not a condescending statement. It's a fact. It is truth. We travel through this life expecting to achieve great things, and the irony is sometimes we do. Sometimes we do achieve great things. We achieve wonderfully great things. But see, sometimes, just as is the metaphor here for why I waited for, my companion, the guy that I was helping out, you don't have to travel life alone. And this right here symbolizes so much of where my life is going currently. Because I used to travel because, just like this game, I started alone. And now at the end, I'm walking. I'm walking with people that care. And even if they're people that are going to be in my life a short time, I'm still traveling with them. They're not just traveling with me to keep me company, to keep me sane, but they're traveling with me because, as I've always said, guys, and I've always said this metaphorically about life, some of us go a little bit more to the left, some of us go a little bit more to the right. But just like a highway we all eventually merge into the same lane at some point or another. Our paths are different, but the end result, the end goal, the end of the road, the end, just like this game, the end of our journey is the same. I'm hoping you guys didn't hear that, but that was the cat using the litter box. Way to literally crap on such a beautiful motivational speech. I mean, here I am, I'm giving you guys this great motivational speech, and all of a sudden, the cat version of, like, diarrhea. What a way for me to actually, like, close this great inspirational monologue. It's like, hey, here's a diuretic cat. Oh, but seriously, cat, I can't believe that you just did that. Like, I'm sitting here, it's like everybody's feeling good. It's like, they're crying, they're feeling motivated. All of a sudden, it's just like, but seriously, guys, you don't journey through life alone. And you never should feel like you should have to travel through life alone. And if you are, then, I'm really sorry for you. Not in a pitiful type way, but I feel sorry for you in the fact that, I know that it hurts. And I know that it feels like a burden. And I'm sure it is a burden. But you have to believe in yourself. And if you don't believe in yourself, then I believe in you. I believe that you can do great things. I don't believe that your time to quit and shut the world out is quite ready yet. I think you still got a little bit in you to try to achieve great things. I think in the grand scheme of things, we tend to forget what it means to really be human. I think we also forget, guys, what it means to live. What it means to wake up every morning, and even if we're not feeling our best, waking up and feeling like the world is this crushing, overbearing weight. But it doesn't have to be. That's the crazy part. We don't have to let our fears and our self-doubts crush us. We can rise above it. It's not difficult. It just seems that way. And just like the circle of life, we made our journey. We made it to the end of the road. And the beauty of this game is that, just like the circle of life, we reach the end of our road, whereas one door closes, another opens. As one journey ends, we embark on another. Excuse me. As one life ends, another is born. That is our journey. That is what we are as people. When people say life is precious, it can be. Some people say that with life there's no sense of wonder, that you can't achieve everything that you wanted to achieve, that we should be immortal. But at what cost of immortality do we get to form memories? Do we get to build bonds, and that at the end of our life we think back and say, I've met some amazing people, I've done some amazing things? No, immortality, guys, can be a curse. Because you can achieve 1,000 things while being immortal, and you'll never once feel satisfied. You'll feel like your life is a waste after a while. I can't think of anything else. I think I pretty much just hit all the emotional standpoints, and of course we're right back where we began. We went right back where we started from. And the journey would begin anew. And with that, guys, I'm going to turn off the stream. Focus on our character here. I guess you can't focus on your character. And with that, guys, I'm going to end the stream, and we actually beat this in an hour and a half with the white cloak. Without it, probably it'll take double as long. But an hour and a half, guys, that I told you guys that was how much, even with or without a companion, we probably would have beaten this in. So we're right on time. But with that, guys, I'm going to stop the stream now. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys will consider getting it. If not as a game, then as something to play to relax you, something to motivate you, and something that will make you feel better in those moments where you're feeling depressed and you're feeling down and you're feeling like no one cares. So I'll leave you guys with that food for thought. Peace out.